while Florida, Puerto Rico, and the U.S. Virgin Islands brace for Hurricane Irma. People on the Gulf Coast of Texas are starting to try to put their lives back together following the destruction from Harvey.
Yeah. Anna Bellaval explains how you can still help. Hi, Anna.
Yes, you can. They still need the help. The Red Cross talks about months and years of recovery because, as you know, there were devastating floods. And the way you can help is we've partnered with the Red Cross, and you can text Harvey to 90999, Harvey to 90999 to make a donation. And if you need information on how to help or how the Red Cross manages these donations, you can go to redcross.org. I wanted to tell you that these guys in here at the Emergency Operations Center, what they're doing is monitoring their volunteers, not only in the Harvey area, but getting ready for the Irma debacle, for lack of a better word, because it's a Category 5 hurricane. It'll turn into a Category 4, and hopefully the winds change, as Demetrius is also telling us, and things won't be as bad. But the Red Cross is already sending people to Florida. We already talked to one volunteer who is leaving tomorrow to the Florida area, and that's what these guys do in this room. They also, as you can see, have maps. They're monitoring the weather to make sure that they send the proper people there and the proper help that will be needed in the upcoming days as well. And also, they manage what happens locally. We heard earlier one of the board members of the Red Cross saying that there are at least 3 fires locally that they tend to ask the Red Cross. So there's a lot going on here. But obviously, a lot more going on in the Houston area, where my friend and colleague Patrick Elwood is with one of the Red Cross volunteers. Hi, Patrick.
Anna, yeah, we are besties, no doubt, from Chicago to here in downtown Houston. This is the George R. Brown Convention Center, which essentially is doubling as a Red Cross shelter since Harvey hit town. Let's take a step back. Much of the water has receded throughout town. Other parts, there is still some water, very soggy, very wet, as people continue to climb out, recover from this unbelievable storm. Street after street, you see mounds and mounds of debris. Anything that has been touched by floodwaters has got to go. But for thousands and thousands of people who are out of their homes still, or who rent in many cases the shelters, they are the place for them. A la the Red Cross. One gentleman telling me that Hurricane Harvey has gone where no storm has gone before.
A lot of people have been affected. Flooding everywhere. It's places that haven't flooded before flooded. And there's some people that I know lived in a house 80 years. They grew up there, flooded. It never flooded before until now.
Unbelievable story. This last gentleman, Katie Wilkes, is with the American Red Cross, based in Chicago, on assignment here in Houston, telling me that some places in this town have flooded where they never flooded before.
Yes, this has been said to be the most powerful hurricane to hit in over 50 years. So I was just out in Beaumont, Texas yesterday, which is one of the most hard-hit areas of Hurricane Harvey, and I saw water lines up to 6 feet. And so, you know, when you stand back, the water levels have come down in some areas, but you look closely and the damage is very long-term in most of these communities.
It's the infancy of the recovery. So to that end, what is the Red Cross doing to help so many people really rebuild their lives?
So right now we're seeing a huge need just for people to go right now. So we've got, alongside the George R. Convention Brown Center here, we've got more than 150 shelters open just across Texas for people to go while they figure out the next steps in their recovery process. They can be safe, dry here, and have a shoulder to lean on.
We're pretty much done with accepting donations, right? I mean, other than bottled water, I would think. So cash is probably the way to go.
Yeah, the reason that a financial donation goes really the furthest here is that it allows us to buy supplies here locally, and so every disaster is different. We've got needs that here in Harvey are different from previous storms in the past, so that allows us to really get supplies in the quickest way possible and to meet those needs individually, as we're seeing here.
The distribution center north of town, a very busy place. You're going to take us there next.
Yeah, that's been open for a few days, and we're going to be having it open for the next couple of weeks for sure. So we've got volunteers there working around the clock, loading these relief supplies, things like, you know, rakes, shovels, and masks onto these trucks to reach community centers that really need that.
Have you run out of adrenaline yet, Katie?
I know I'm still going strong, but we're here for the long term, so we're ready for that too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Coffee and some protein, right?
That's right.
All right, that's the story here in Houston, alongside Katie Wilkes with the American Red Cross. I'll throw it back to you guys in Chicago.
Thanks so much, Patrick. Here's that number again if you'd like to text donations, 90999. You text Harvey. You can also go to redcross.org. We'll be right back.